The movie begins with a Spanish soldier traveling through the desert with a small child. At the start, the soldier opens a bottle containing a map that leads to a destination marked by a red circle. After checking the map, places it back inside the bottle and seals it. Later, while walking, the soldier notices a red circle in the sand and realizes they are finally close to their destination. He takes out the bottle and tries to open it again, but the cap refuses to come off. He even tries smashing the bottle against the sand, but it still does not break. Desperate, the soldier calls the boy over and tells him to stand still. He then raises the bottle as if he is about to smash it against the child's head, but suddenly hesitates. It is then revealed that this scene is actually the ending of a novel being written by famous author Ohm Bowman late at night. While working on his laptop, Ohm notices a mysterious woman standing in the shadows near the stairs. When he shines his lamp toward her, she vanishes. Moments later, the woman who is actually his deceased mother suddenly appears behind him, startling Ohm. Later, Ohm looks through a box of belongings left behind by his deceased parents. Inside, he finds a gun and a card from the Bilberry Woods Hotel in Ireland. Curious about the connection, he travels there himself. After arriving at the hotel, Ohm notices a dead goat on the property and asks the groundskeeper, Fergal, why he shot it. Fergal casually explains that the goats are pests that damage cars and ruin the paintwork. When Ohm suggests simply chasing them away with a hose, Fergal dismisses the idea, saying that goats are too stubborn. Inside the hotel, an old man named Mr. Cobb tells two young children a frightening story about a witch who once lived in the nearby woods. He says the witch used dark magic to trap travelers and drag them into the underworld. The story is interrupted when Ohm arrives and tells the children not to talk to strangers. At the front desk, the hotel manager, Mal, apologizes for keeping Ohm waiting. Mr. Cobb scolds Mal for keeping the guest waiting, but Ohm interrupts and tells Mr. Cobb to mind his own business. Mr. Cobb replies that it is his business because he is the owner of the hotel. Later, Mal recognizes Ohm as a famous writer and excitedly asks for an autograph for his son, but Ohm politely refuses. After that, Ohm goes to his room but cannot find it, so the bartender Fiona helps him. Ohm asks Fiona about a place called the Big Redwood. Fiona guides him in the right direction, and he goes deep into the woods to find the massive tree. There, he quietly pours his parents' ashes and places their containers, marked with their names, inside a hollow part of the tree. As Ohm walks back through the forest, he meets a local man named Jerry, who is drinking milk mixed with magic mushrooms while burying a dead goat. Jerry casually offers him homemade moonshine, and Ohm drinks it. Later at the hotel bar, Ohm tells Fiona his idea for the ending of his book, where the soldier tries to break the bottle by killing the child, but the bottle still doesn't open, and he eventually dies alone in the desert. Fiona finds the ending too dark. Then Ohm tells Fiona that she remains him of his mother and shows her a photo of his mother. He then explains why he came to the hotel, revealing that his parents once stayed there on their honeymoon. When Fiona asks what happened to them, Ohm says his mother was murdered and his father later died by drinking himself to death. Ohm asks about the hotel's honeymoon suite. Fiona explains that Miss Cobb refuses to allow anyone inside because he believes a witch is trapped there and still haunts the room. She then shows a book and tells Ohm about a local legend that if the witch chases someone, the only way to survive is to draw a chalk circle around yourself. Just then, the bellboy Albie arrives. Fiona asks him to tell Ohm about his encounter with the witch upstairs. Albie explains that while he was standing near the elevator, something suddenly knocked his hat off. He lit a lighter to see in the dark and briefly saw a witch in the elevator, which terrified him. However, Ohm dismisses the entire story as nonsense. Then Albie tells Ohm that he is a big fan of his books and even says that he is a writer himself. Ohm insults him, asking if he is just a bellboy writer. Albie explains that he does write stories, but he doesn't get paid for them. He nervously asks Ohm to read his manuscript and give feedback. Ohm refuses and acts cruel. He burns Albie's skin with a hot spoon and tells him that a real writer needs thicker skin to survive criticism. Hurt and humiliated, Albie quietly leaves. While closing the bar for the night, Fiona finds Ohm's tape recorder and a photo of his mother left behind. Alarmed, she rushes to his room and knocks, but he does not respond. She forces Albie to unlock the door. Inside, Fiona finds Ohm hanging. Immediately, Fiona and ably tries to save him. At the same time, Ohm experiences strange visions inside his mind. He is inside an elevator that opens to an empty hotel hallway. He notices a shadow, so he quickly shuts the door. The elevator does not move, but he hears hears someone singing. When he opens the door again, there is no one there. When the door closes once more, he suddenly sees his mother standing right behind him. After this terrifying vision, Ohm wakes up in a hospital weeks later. After recovering, Ohm returns to the Bilberry Hotel to collect his belongings, only to find the hotel closing for the season. Mal hands him his things and explains that Fiona was the one who found him that night. Ohm asks to speak to her, but Mal tells him Fiona has been missing for weeks and was last seen at a Halloween party. Mal also mentions that the groundskeeper Fergal saw Fiona talking to Jerry before she disappeared, and that Jerry has also been missing since then. Police later reveal that Jerry himself vanished 10 years ago after killing his wife. Later, Ohm asks Fergal about Fiona and Jerry. Fergal says Fiona was seen talking with Jerry shortly before she disappeared. Ohm asks about the honeymoon suite and whether it was searched, but Fergal explains that it is always locked and only Mr. Cobb has the key. He repeats that the room is still locked and has never been opened. Fergal then coldly warns Ohm to leave Ireland and go home before things get worse. Determined to find answers, Ohm discovers Jerry's van in the woods and finds Fiona's book among his belongings. Soon after, Jerry shows up and Ohm confronts him. Jerry admits he killed his wife out of mercy because she was suffering from a severe illness, but insists he would never harm Fiona and says that the police never believe him. Ohm asks him what he thinks really happened to Fiona. Jerry says he does not know for sure, but he believes she is dead. Jerry tells Ohm that 2 nights earlier he broke into the hotel to steal medicine. While inside, he heard the bell for the honeymoon suite ring by itself and saw Fiona's ghost pointing toward the suite, as if trying to guide him there. Jerry says he planned to return to the hotel tonight when it was empty to investigate the honeymoon suite using a key he stole from Mr. Cobb. Although Ohm is unsure whether to believe Jerry's story, he decides to go with him to find out the truth. That night, Ohm and Jerry sneak into the hotel together. Jerry goes to retrieve his crossbow, but Fergal catches him, knocks him unconscious, and takes him away in a van to hand him over to the police. Now Ohm is completely alone. Suddenly, he hears the honeymoon suite bell ringing on its own. Drawn to the sound, he enters the room and looks around. Feeling exhausted, he eventually falls asleep inside. During the night, he has terrifying dreams and remembers hidden memories from his past. He recalls being a child, finding his father's gun, and accidentally shooting his mother, which led to her death. He also sees a frightening man wearing a rabbit costume. Ohm suddenly wakes up by Mal standing near him. Mal tells Ohm that Mr. Cobb called him because the key to the honeymoon suite had gone missing. Ohm hands the key over and explains that Jerry gave it to him after convincing him that Fiona was hidden inside the suite. Mal takes the key and tells Ohm that they should go downstairs and talk about everything there. As they leave the honeymoon suite, Ohm notices a hidden dumbwaiter inside the room. Mal warns him not to open it, but Ohm ignores him and checks it anyway. Inside, he finds Fiona's dead body hidden there. Mal becomes terrified, runs away immediately, and locks Ohm inside the honeymoon suite. The movie then flashes back to Halloween night. Fiona is dressed in a rabbit costume. She unknowingly drinks tea that Mal secretly drugged. After she loses consciousness, Mal carries her to the honeymoon suite and hides her inside the dumbwaiter. Back in the present, Ohm finds his tape recorder beside Fiona's body and listens to her final message. In the recording, Fiona reveals that she is pregnant with Mal's child. She explains that Mal feared his wife or his father-in-law, Mr. Cobb, would discover their affair. Fiona says she plans to try escaping from the room, but if she fails, she wants whoever finds the recording to tell her parents that she loves them. Horrified by the truth, Ohm desperately begins searching the room for a way out. Meanwhile, inside Fergal's van, Jerry regains consciousness, frees himself from his restraints, and escapes by jumping out of the moving vehicle. Back in the honeymoon suite, Ohm cannot find a way out. Then, TV suddenly switches on by itself, showing a creepy children's program hosted by a rabbit man. The rabbit man reads a letter written by Ohm as a child, in which he admits he accidentally shot and killed his mother with his father's gun and believes his father hated him afterward. The rabbit man coldly tells him that no one is coming to help him and that he should be afraid. During another vision, Ohm sees the soldier and the child point him in a certain direction, leading him to a hidden map that shows emergency exits through the basement. Soon, Ohm removes Fiona's body from the dumbwaiter and uses it to reach the basement of the hotel. After reaching, Ohm searches in the dark but finds no exit. Then he listens to Fiona's recording again, where she says she always felt someone else was down in the basement with her. Ohm then finds a piece of chalk. Moments later, he spots a shadowy figure moving in the darkness. Terrified, Ohm rushes back to the dumbwaiter. While waiting, Ohm hears Witch laughing, scaring him, but then the dumbwaiter button activates. As it moves, Ohm briefly sees the witch approaching him. When he returns to the suite, he looks down the elevator shaft and sees the witch crawling toward him. Terrified, he quickly draws a chalk circle around himself. The witch slowly circles him, but cannot cross the line, and eventually turns away and disappears. In the morning, Mal returns to the hotel and finds Jerry trying to reach the honeymoon suite to find Ohm. Mal lies and says he already sent a drunk Ohm to the airport in a taxi. He also warns Jerry that the police are searching for him. Jerry briefly leaves in a car, and it seems like Mal has gotten away with everything. However, Jerry quickly returns after realizing Mal's story doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, Ohm, trapped in the honeymoon suite, keeps ringing the bell for help. When Jerry sees the bell ring, he realizes Ohm is still trapped inside the hotel. He grabs an axe, confronts Mal, and demands the key so he can rescue him. After Jerry leaves, Mal turns on a heater and places a cloth over it, hoping to start a fire and destroy the hotel. Whereas Jerry goes upstairs, unlocks the vent door, and finally frees Ohm. Ohm immediately tells him that Mal killed Fiona. Before Jerry can react, Mal suddenly appears behind him and shoots him in the head with a crossbow, killing him instantly. After that, Mal does not chase Ohm right away and instead jumps into the elevator to escape. However, he soon realizes that the key needed to open the elevator door is still with Jerry. At the same time, the cloth he placed on the heater catches fire and starts spreading. Meanwhile, Ohm quickly takes the key from Jerry, and seeing Mal coming upstairs, Ohm runs back into the honeymoon suite. As Mal searches Jerry's body for the key, the growing fire causes the alarm system to fail. He then enters the honeymoon suite looking for the Ohm, only to discover that Ohm has escaped into the basement using the dumbwaiter. In the basement, Ohm realizes the witch is nearby and tries to draw a protective chalk circle. Before he can finish it, the witch catches him. Moments later, Mal arrives and spots the key hanging nearby. As he tries to take it, the witch captures him as well and chains his hands. As the witch passes Ohm, who is also chained, he sees a vision of his deceased mother. Overcome with guilt, he apologizes and admits that shooting her was an accident. His mother tells him she already knows the truth and urges him not to stay in that place. The witch then drags Mal away into the underworld, followed by Ohm. Just in time, Ohm finds a blade in his pocket and manages to free himself. He takes the keys, returns to the suite, escapes through the elevator, and discovers the hotel is covered in flames. He tries to reach the exit, but collapses from smoke inhalation. At the last moment, Fergal returns and rescues him from the burning building. Later, while recovering in the hospital, Ohm is visited by Albie. He tells him that Fiona and Jerry's bodies have been found, but Mal is still missing. Albie then confesses that after Ohm insulted him and burned his hand, he secretly spiked Ohm's whiskey flask with Jerry's mushroom powder before he hanged himself. Ohm remembers Jerry saying the mushrooms make people see things others cannot. Ohm briefly wonders if everything he experienced was only a hallucination. However, when he looks at the chain marks still visible on his wrists, he realizes the events were real. Before leaving, Albie returns the photo of Ohm's mother. Finally, Ohm writes the ending of his book. In his story, the soldier cannot bring himself to kill the child to open the bottle. Instead, he asks the child to break it against him, but the child refuses. The child throws the bottle away and hugs the soldier instead. In the final moment, the bottle is shown resting beside the sheep horns. Eventually, they find it and manage to break it open, and the movie ends. And that wraps up Hokum. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell for more chilling movie stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.